but I've been able to recognize a lot of the different signs that a job is the right one for me, or I've also recognized the signs when I see it within other people. Hey there, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, my goal at this video is to walk you through the signs that you have found the right job. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, my name is Lacaba. I've been working from home since I was 15 years old and now run my own outsourcing company here in the Philippines, and I post videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home. So make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, this video was a requested topic, and if you guys have a suggestion for a video in the future, feel free to comment them below. Now, as someone who's been working from home since I was 15, I have had jobs that were nice. I have had jobs where I wanted to leave. And nowadays, I created my own job by starting my own business, but I've been able to recognize a lot of the different signs that a job is the right one for me, or I've also recognized the signs when I see it within other people. Now, these are signs that I always also look out for within our assistants to see if the employer is right for them, if they are actually a match. Because a lot of what we do in 2XU is matching an executive assistant with an entrepreneur. And we really try to watch if they have any of these signs within the first 90 days of them working together. So hopefully this video will either validate you that you are in the right place, or will be your sign to maybe find another employer. The first sign is that you are excited to work on your tasks. I remember when I started working as a book editor before, as a writer, those were my favorite tasks or jobs to do because I was able to do something that I love. I was writing, which is one of my favorite things to do. So I knew that an employer was treating me right if I was waking up excited, I was looking forward to working, I wanted to get up right away, do my routine and then start working. You could be working on something that's really difficult or something new, but you're excited to tackle it and actually get things done. Another sign that you are working in the right job is that you get along with your boss, you get along with your managers or your higher ups. You are able to connect with them in some way. You don't feel that distance or that gap between you as the employee and them as the employer, and you are able to talk about things outside of just work. This isn't something that will be instant. This won't be something that'll be happening right away. This might take maybe a month or two, but when you're able to comfortably talk to your boss or your higher ups or your manager, that's another sign, because then they are someone who's going to be welcoming, there's someone who's going to listen to you. Another sign that you are working in the right job is your coworkers respect your boundaries, especially when you're working from home, where sometimes you don't even know your own boundaries. So when you have a job where your coworkers respect, like, hey, I'm only going to be working from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, please don't bother me afterwards. Yes, I can be bothered because my email's going to probably get turned on, but when they respect that, when they show like, hey, I know that this is already past your work time, feel free to look at this tomorrow, don't bother at all, I'm just sending this ahead. When they say things like that, where they're respecting that boundary that you've set, that's another good sign that you're working with the right employer. Another one is that you're learning all the time. It's just constant growth with you, and it's not even growth that's forced on you, it's growth that you even want. So whether you are upgrading your soft skills, which is your communication skills, your leadership skills, or you're upgrading your hard skills, which is maybe your marketing skills or your graphic skills, you are always challenged in the best way to keep upgrading those skills so you work in the best way. It's even better when your employer has a training track for you where they will line up, these are the things that we want you to improve on, to upgrade yourself on. That way, again, you're constantly learning while on the job. Another one is that your ideas are welcomed and appreciated. So what that means is if you have a suggestion, just because, again, you like what you're doing, you get along with your manager and your higher ups, you are respected with your boundaries, and you're constantly learning, you start getting into your work that you actually get to the point where you're suggesting ideas on how things can be done better. And if you have a really good employer, they'll be open to it. They'll want it because they're seeing that you see the value in the business enough to suggest improvements on how to do it better. So if your boss encourages new ideas, asks you for suggestions, that is a really good sign. And if you just want to test it out, just feel free to suggest. A lot of us employers really want to hear about what you think would help have the business grow or be run better, because most of the time as employers, we're kind of just like running. So if you give a really good suggestion that we've probably never thought of before, or it might have that we thought of it but we never actually took action on it, and you're willing to take action on it, that is going to be hugely appreciated. Another sign that it is a good employer is you're able to be yourself at work. You don't feel anxious or that you have to be on guard all the time. You're able to again, talk to them freely. You're able to work on the tasks that you have without, again, feeling that you have to be on guard all the time. And you're able to show up as you. You don't have to pretend to be someone who's super creative, even though you really want to focus on the logic stuff. Your employer is willing to work with you on your strengths and your weaknesses for you to work on the best things that could help their business grow. Another sign that it's a good employer is you're able to have a life, or what we call, usually the work-life balance. Now, honestly, part of this is going to be up to you, because you have to be the one to set those boundaries of what your work-life balance looks like, because it's going to look different for different people. But when you are able to pick and choose and, again, set those boundaries, it's a good place to be, because they see you more as just an employee. They recognize that you are a person, you have a life, and you're able to live that life. Next is you are being paid correctly. What I mean by being paid correctly is it doesn't have to be that you're highest paid employee ever, or that you're the lowest paid, as long as it's a pay that you both have agreed on, that is your value, and then you are also on a scale where you can get raises, you can get bonuses, you can get cool little things because you show up in the best way that you can. When you are being paid the right way, you don't stress much about bills, you don't stress out about not being appreciated, because you both have negotiated on what is something that feels right for you as the employee as well, and knowing what your value is to the company. Another sign that you're working for the right job or the right employer is you're excited to grow with the company. If you're working with a company that's relatively new, you're excited to see them get bigger and better. If you're working with a company that's been there for a while, you're excited to see them be stable and conquer the awards, whatever it is that they're trying to do, whatever goals they're trying to hit. You're excited to actually help them get things. And it could be just because they're more invested in you, they help you out with your goals, or they're just nice to you also. Whenever you feel that excitement of wanting to help them grow, that's another really good sign that you are working with someone good. And the biggest tell that you actually like your work, that you're in the right job, is that you don't really feel resentment or exhausted when Monday starts. You don't have the Monday blues. So you could be tired by Friday and then you take a break that weekend. You don't feel anxious or scared as Monday starts. When you do, there's something there that might be blocking you from showing up in the right way. So whenever you start feeling this way, it doesn't have to be a big red flag right away. It doesn't have to be this big thing where, oh no, I don't like this job, I should leave. Because sometimes it could just be that you are not prioritizing right. You're not able to set things right. So always try to assess, these Monday blues when you have them. Is this something that I can fix myself, or is this actually my employer? So asking yourself this question is just a really good check-in to see if you're working with the right person or not. Now, the biggest thing to keep in mind when you're trying to judge if you're working in the right job or not is that if you are the right person to work with them in the first place. Now, I know this is tough to hear, but you have to really look at yourself if you are the right fit for this, because they could be the most perfect employers ever, but if you are not going to show up, if you're not going to be the best person that you can as much as you can whenever you show up for work, it's not going to be a nice place to work. It has to be a match both ways, of them as being the employer and you being as the employee, that you both have to show up on the same level so you guys can work really well with each other. Now, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there and comment below what other signs do you look out for when you get started with a new job to know that they're the right employer for you. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home, which you guys can check out the playlist right here and the newest video right here. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Remember that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!